Hello, my name is Valeria Frunze and I'm running an estate agency specialized in property investment, property development and portfolio management. I will speak a little bit about property investments in Greece, and it's a video dedicated to foreign investors who wants to buy a property in Greece and need to know the insights on fees and what is the procedure with the paperwork and everything. So I will speak a little bit like general knowledge for those who don't find information online or is like the information is limited. So if you decided to come to Greece and buy a property here, you should know that there are several steps that you need to do before you even sign the contract. Uh, Obviously, number one is to find the property that you like, and then you need to issue a code which is called AFIMI. It's co-equivalent with national insurance number. It's a tax ID that it gives you the priority of working or investing in real estate in Athens or Greece in general. After you issue the AFIMI, it's good to have a bank account as well, in case you want to invest for cash flow and rental income. And then as soon as you find the property, the estate agent will ask you to pay a holding deposit, which is on average 10% of the value of that particular property. So if the property is 50,000, you will have to pay a 5,000 holding deposit. The amount is not very significant, so you can pay 1,000 or whatever you agree with the agent and the seller. There is nowhere specified by law but that you have to pay 10%. It's just a traditional that estate agents use it. When you purchase an apartment and when you pay a holding deposit, you will sign a holding deposit form, where in this holding deposit form will be specified the address of the apartment, the name of the seller, the name of the estate agency. If you buy it via estate agency, it will be specified as well the terms and conditions, how the deposit will be refunded in case the deal doesn't go through, what it will happen if you change your mind and you don't want to purchase this apartment anymore, and what it will happen if the seller changes their mind and they don't want to sell it anymore, because there will be some penalties involved. In my case, when I purchase apartments for my clients, I ask the agents or the notaries or the lawyers to add the clause where they say that if the seller changes their mind, they have to return the holding deposit plus one more holding deposit as a penalty back to the buyer. This is like a safety pill, security pill for you to feel safe that they will not change their mind and you will go forward with purchasing that particular apartment. Normally, after you sign a holding deposit, the agents are obliged to remove the advert from all the media and platforms, advertising platforms, and you have exclusivity. And in the same time, the seller will start preparing the documents, necessary documents, which is a list about between 7 and 10 documents that he has to provide to your notary. So after you get an AFIMI, a national insurance number in Greece, you have to find a lawyer, and most of the cases the lawyer will recommend you a notary. So these are two organizations, two bodies that they will act on your behalf. So before or even after you pay the holding deposit, your lawyer will check the titles of this apartment to make sure that there is no debts or any confusion, and make sure that the seller is the actual owner. After the lawyer gives the consent and a report to you, which most of the cases will be reports in English, in written, of course, then you can proceed with the notary paperwork. The notary will give the seller a list with documents that the seller needs to provide, including the title, passports, tax declaration, and an engineer certificate. and some other documents if needed as well. This particular procedure takes from 2 weeks up to 2 years sometimes. So we had sales that it happened like during the 2 years. So it depends on the paperwork and what is the situation of that apartment, if it's one owner or multiple owners, or if it's an inheritance. So there are lots of things that can appear in between, or you'll be informed in advance. So normally it's 2 weeks to 1 month. In between, you can prepare for you to understand that you'll have extra cost. We call it soft cost. Soft cost is around 7 to 9% extra on the value of the apartment. So I will give you details about that. So the soft cost includes the lawyer's fee, which is normally 1 or 2%, or any fee that you agree in advance. It will includes notary's fee, which is 1 or 2% again. It will be purchase tax, which is 3% of the value of the apartment. And please note that in Greece, each property has two prices. It has the price of the market and the price that the government valued it. So if your apartment is 50,000 agreed price with the seller, and in the records of the government, the apartment is 80 or 100, you will pay 3% purchase tax of 100,000. So you pay a 3% of purchase tax of the maximum amount, not the minimum. So they normally see, and you pay on the value of the maximum amount. So you'll have to check that again. And also it's a tricky one as well for those who are buying buildings or more expensive apartments. It's very important to check what is the valuation of the government, because sometimes you might pay 500,000 for an apartment, and then you'll end up the value of the apartment to be 2 or 3 or 10 million. So please note and check that in advance. It's a very important detail because it will affect the value of your investment and of course the returns on your investment. And then you will have to obviously pay the estate agent if there is any. Normally the estate agents, they take 1,000 euro plus VAT if the property values up to 50,000. If the property values from 50,000 and above, they will charge you 1 or 2%. And all that will include VAT and so on. All these costs are like set in general lines, so it's calculated to 7 or 9% soft cost. After you sign the sale agreement, you will have another 2 steps to do until you're done. So you will have to register the sale to land registry, and after to the cadastral office. Normally this type of paperwork is done by the lawyer, so your lawyer will assist you with that, and they will go and do the application. Nowadays most of the job is made online, so it's easy, and then you'll get a certificate and a copy of your title. Now there are several things that I want you to note. It's very important when you buy an apartment to ask the seller to provide you with a floor plan, and also you have to take the title from the notary to have it as a copy. It will be normally synchronized with your TaxisNet account as well, but it's good to have a copy as well in the same day when you sign. And after the apartment is being registered to land registry and cadastral office, you will have to issue a document which is called E9. E9 is an official document which is connected to your tax account, that it shows that the property is officially yours. It will help you in the future if you want to sell it or anything like that, but it's a very important document for you to have it in order to prove the ownership of that particular unit. So this is some insights on how to purchase a real estate investment in Athens. If you have more questions, feel free to write underneath the video and I will make a new podcast about it. Thank you very much.